Okay, it's time for April Fool's for Dad now. My mom already got him this morning. So he already knows April Fool's today's. So I'm gonna have to be extra convincing. So I'm gonna tell my dad, we've been looking for a ton truck and I've been like really adamant about getting one, and my dad's like, just hold on, wait till you find one that's like the perfect fit. And I don't want to do that. I just want to get one before the season starts. And then if it's a bad fit, I'll just sell it again. But Tanner and I yesterday night, we're looking at Mini Coopers. When we first met, like 8 years ago, Tanner always drove a Mini Cooper and it was so fun. And I was like, well, if I got a ton truck, I wouldn't want to drive the ton truck as my normal truck. So I would just like drive the Mini Cooper. And so we literally were looking at Mini Coopers last night. And there's one that's in Colorado that we're like, we could just fly out, drive it back. So I'm just gonna tell my dad that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see what his reaction is. Okay, Dad just called. He's not feeling good. So gonna prank him later. I was hoping he got me. He's not sick. Wow. And here I was feeling bad for you. Okay, we just went to Ag Credit. We paid our loans and then we got stocked up on groceries, and then we took a call inside our local Kroger with a dealer at our John Deere store. Now, I expressed how I was nervous about our 9330 possibly going down in season. We're still having issues with it not wanting to shift or come out of park. We need that pressure pump, but we don't have one. They can't find one in stock. So we went over options. There are a lot of tractors that we can rent in season if the 9330 goes down, or buy. I know I'm not prepared to like buy a tractor in the middle of the season without doing a lot of research, but that's an option too. But there is inventory out there. So does that make you feel better?
Okay.
So this is what the new points look like. Old, now those ones are not too bad, but you get back here. Okay, I got all of my thank you notes for my bridal shower done this afternoon. We got the tile bills paid. Our tile is paid for, and to cope or celebrate, we're having some chips and dip. Hey buddy, you're in the wrong spot. Happy Tuesday. We had storms last night. Wow, I'm like not gonna be surprised if there are lots of trees down. I see lots of water laying. Oh, what a glorious morning. Okay, so JD's gonna come over sometime. We are going to drain the oil out of the 9330. There's one other thing that the John Deere mechanic had said to test. We're gonna test that. I hope. Okay, field cultivator is all ready to go. Got all the shovels on yesterday, and now it's just parked and waiting for things to dry out. We got 3 inches of rain yesterday, so it's gonna be a little while. So our tile project is officially complete as of yesterday. Now, the physical work got done a couple of weeks ago, but yesterday Rodney dropped off the bill and I paid for it, and we got all of our tile pictures. So he always drops us off this aerial photography. Now these are larger pictures, so I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to save those. But we have this tile book that's like really cool just because it shows all of the different farms that we put tile in and the years. And it's really cool just seeing how like the photography gets better. And this is great to reference if we're having an issue with a string, we're not sure where something lays. If you wanted to expand upon a project to kind of get a feel for the way it is. But it's like we have photos from the 1980s and the 70s. Really cool. So I added my smaller pictures back here.
really proud. This is the first time that I have bought tile. I've helped install some on a field 10 years ago, but this is the first time I've like invested in this type of ground improvement in a large way. So really excited about that. Now, when Rodney drops off the maps, he also drops off these, and I really like these. It's kind of just a printed out. It shows us exactly how many feet were used, the different tile sizes. So this is where we had a full field installed. And then on this map, it looks like the full field is done except for right in here. However, earlier, the guy who lives here wanted to get a main ran through his field. So he got us all on board. So his main runs all the way through here into this outlet here on someone else's ground. So kind of when someone wants to do a tile project, you want to get it done in the right way. And so you have to get other people on board to get that water moved out in the right way. So the water flows off of his ground, onto our ground, onto someone else's ground, into here. So when we had this installed, this main right here, we had laterals run right there. So there actually is tile in here. I could just draw that on myself, might do that later. And then our last project is we did a partial install. So my dad had this part of this field tiled out before previously, and then I went in here. Now this is where the project went over budget a little bit, because I decided I would run these 35-foot apart rather than 40-foot on our other fields. This stuff kind of lays pretty wet. And I decided, if we're in here, we're doing it. Let's just go all out, really get this section drained out. So that is our tile project. Naturally, like any project, I was over budget, as I always am, but I really, really believe in tile. I've watched it really improve a lot of our ground. And so I'm really excited to see how much these farms improve.
Good morning, it's Wednesday. So I got these the Rode Wireless 2 Go mics. I got a recommendation from Mary Pat Sass, if you follow her online. Rambling. This morning, I have my meeting with Ag Credit. They're coming out to the farm to re-up my operating loan. I got a trim, I think maybe this winter sometime, but I didn't do like my highlights or like do anything with my hair, and I've been just like not liking the way it looks, and I had just assumed I'd just go all of planting season and then sometime this summer before the wedding I get my hair done. But someone else I know had an appointment available today, and yesterday I was like, well, I don't have anything I could move things around. I can move things around and get my hair done. So I'm just taking a canceled appointment with someone else. So I feel bad because I could have just like planned ahead better with my hairstylist, but I'm gonna try something new.
Operating loan is officially renewed. Okay, I got my hair done. I stopped in to a coffee shop to get a coffee and a little treat for my lunch. And the girl taking my order said, hey, are you Zoe? Because she follows me on Instagram, and now I'm famous. Now I feel famous. It went great. My hair looks great. I am so happy with it. What's not so great, John Deere Tech came out again. They checked one more thing. It's definitely the pump. It's definitely the pump. Deere said they could possibly get a pump by the end of the month, which hopefully I'm in the field in like a week or two. So I did look into tractor rentals. That we talked about that. I also looked at tractors. Can I drop $150,000 on a tractor last minute? No, but I might have to. It looks like it would cost me a little bit less than $30,000 to rent one for the season, because you rent 4 horsepower per acre. Either way, it's going to be expensive. So kind of stressed about that. But it's the end of the day. I just need to finish up with some emails. I luckily got a brand contract in the works. So, thank you, influencing, for keeping this boat alive at the moment, this ship afloat. And I'm going to record the podcast with my sister right now. So see you tomorrow. See you Thursday. At least my hair looks good. Situations where it's like, oh wow, a small town community like really showed up for us, which like felt very special and cool.
Morning, it's Thursday. I have my greens, my eggs, and my laptop. It's snowing. We've been in the fields at this point in many years past, but today we're getting snow. I need to edit a video that I need to send off to get approved. I need to put a cap on the drain tile that I've been putting off for weeks and weeks and weeks, assuming that the water is under the level of the tile cap. I need to edit a different video, send off. I need to call insurance to make sure that we're insured for our sheep and my new monitors. I need to call the eye doctor for my eyeglasses prescription because I need new eyeglasses. I have my contact prescription, but I don't have glasses, and apparently that's different. I need to deposit my patronage checks. I need to change the oil in the lawnmower that my mom uses. I need to call a grain buyer back because she wanted to talk fall contracts, and I need to respond to one email. Do we think I'll get it done? What a dreary day. Okay, here's what's up with the 90 through 30. Guy called me. He said basically the pump costs $2,000. However, the parts and labor, like getting it done, $25,000. And they think when they get in there, probably like bearings and shafts are good. Like things are gonna be shot. Like they don't think this is gonna fix the issue based on like all the things they're saying. Pretty much, they're like, you're gonna need to get a new transmission. Remanufactured transmission is gonna be about $54,000. So that is a lot of money, and that sucks. Basically, it's like they could have gone in there for $25,000 and fixed that pump if that was the only issue. But we don't think that's going to be the only issue. They could get it apart and just like look and see. But basically, like we could just run the tractor the way it is. We're assuming that will break other things and lead to more damage, and it could let me down mid-season. So what I don't want to happen is be let down, because then a tractor rental is going to cost me about $30,000 for the number of acres I need it to cover. And so it's like, okay, so if I have this cheap one and there are no good options here. There are no good options. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to get the remanufactured transmission for $54,000. They're going to get it next week. They're hoping that the earliest it'll be ready is April 19th, which last year we planted on April 13th. So now it did snow this morning. There's been a lot of rain. We're not going to be in the fields next week, probably. If we are in the fields before the tractor's done, our option is to run one of our tractors 24/7. I will have JD run during the day and I'll run every night, and we'll just get caught up on tillage that way. The issue is like we'll have to be using a different tractor, so we can't plant corn and beans at the same time. So we could, in theory, we could get a little bit of our no-till beans planted, get them out of the way, and then I could work some ground in front of JD planting, and we'll just focus on one crop. We'll be down a tractor. It's like we need 3 tractors if we want to be doing tillage and planting. So it's not going to be great. But if it's fixed by April 19th, then we'll have it after that date. And who knows, maybe we'll be rained out until then anyway, and none of this really even matters. The other option is I could just go out and buy a tractor. Now, that would be reckless of me to go out and buy a tractor, but I could trade in the 9330, take a hit on the $54,000 worth that needs to be done on it, and use that as a down payment on a new tractor. I don't think this is the year to be balling out getting a new tractor, especially not at this time. I just did a tile project. I obviously did not see this issue coming up. Prices are down. At the time to be balling out, spending money. This year is a year that I want to be only paying for necessities. So I don't want to go out and just buy a tractor. That feels a little crazy. Now I could buy a crappy tractor. Now it's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. It just sucks.
And they just shot right back in.
There were 4 of them in that hydrant
Down there and check out that floodgate and see what it looks like.
Okay, I sold some corn. I checked with this new elevator that I've been hauling to, and they need low vom corn, so they were planning on giving me a call. I was planning on calling my contract to Poet today, but they backed their hours off even more, and I don't want to load a truck and then have it set because I don't know what time they're coming to get the tractor. So anyway, I just sold 5,000 bushels to them, so we're gonna try to get some of that hauled today. Okay. Guy who's hauling trucks here. Okay, tractor is getting loaded. Now he has to wait for an escort because the tractor is 13 inches too large. So they need to have an escort for it to be legal. So he's gonna get hooked up, wait on that. Going back to clean grain bins. Okay, here with my load. I got 2 trucks ahead of me, so it's probably gonna be like 20-25 minutes before I'm out of here, which is fine. Honestly, I'd like to sit here for a second. All that running around, being out in the cold and shoveling's made me a little tired. I just ran in, paid on my operating loan. Look, there's sheeps. Everything's turning up sheeps these days. And after. I got just enough to fill the second load. I'm not gonna have time to take another one just because I'm gonna have to like get in and start the auger and stuff in there. I'm just gonna take the second load and call it the weekend. I figured JD was done for the weekend, but no, as I took that load, he cleaned out this whole bin. So that's awesome. Okay, it's end of the week. It's Friday. On a scale of 1 to 10, how'd you rate the week?
8.25.
8.25. Okay, a week where we have an unexpected $55,000 bill due. Dad had an 8.25. That shows that he's retired. No, it was a sucky week, but it was a good week. 1 week closer